This is about Facebook marketing for real estate investing and wholesaling. This book right here is how I do it. It's called Real Estate Money Secrets. I give it away for free. You can actually download this for free at smartrealestatewholesaling.com. And you can also download this one at smartrealestatewholesaling.com as well too. Right? This is my original book. You need to read both of them 10 to 15 times. All right, welcome. This message, this masterclass, this training is for you if you're involved in real estate investing. If you're involved in real estate wholesaling, involved in any type of real estate investing where you have to look for deals. This training is for you. Um, we're gonna keep it in a very easy way for you to consume. So let's get straight to the point. Specifically, if you've said F driving for dollars, this message is for you. If you know in your heart of hearts that you're not gonna be able to maintain consistency, you're not gonna be able to scale the business at driving for dollars by yourself, manually by yourself, then definitely you want to stick around because this is about Facebook marketing for real estate investing and wholesaling. This is a master class. So stay tuned. If you're watching this in bits, make sure you watch every part of the 7 part series. If you're watching as a masterclass, make sure you stay all the way through to the end. This is strictly a training process that will tell you step by step what you need to have in place in order to leverage Facebook marketing for your business to find deals. Facebook is still the holy grails of all social media networks, so you need to be on there. People are spending a lot of time on Facebook, hours upon hours of video being watched, of scrolling through news feeds, and just tons. I mean, it's basically the second biggest website since the history of mankind, still to today, right? So there's a lot of attention on Facebook, and if you know anything about marketing, you need to be exactly where there's attention. All right. So if you've said F driving for dollars because you know there's a better way, then this training is for you. If you think you have a chance at driving for dollars, no, simply just shut off the video and go do what you gotta do. But if you know in your heart of hearts that this is 2010, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 2020 into the future, and you know that the people that will win in this game are people that understand leverage, then I want you to stick around because I got something really cool I want to share with you. 7 steps to campaign execution. You're going to be able to use Facebook with these 7 steps. Okay. Those are the 7 steps right there that we're going to break down together: market research, data and audience creation, landing page and funnel, ads and creative, set up your campaign, track your campaign, optimize your campaign. I want to break down this step by step into easy to understand steps for you so that you too can go out there and execute and start attracting all the deals, all the leads, all the leads you want, and then turning them into deals. You're going to be able to do that all on Facebook. You can do that around the nation, nationwide. So basically, you see a lot of people say virtual wholesaling. Oh no, I do local wholesaling. Let me just tell you right now, there is no such thing as local wholesaling any longer. Okay, the it's a global village. We live in a global village. The internet is right here at your fingertips. You can do all sort of things. You can do a lot. You can get a lot done, a lot more done. You can make a lot more money just understanding this and learning this skill set, acquiring this skill set, and using that in your favor. You can do that more and produce more than you would do in your local backyard or at that meetup where there are only maybe 6, 7 people. There's nothing wrong with meetups because I run one myself just for networking purposes, and so you can have that face to face feel. But like I just said, it's a feel. At some point, you got to get to business. You got to learn how to generate leads, fill your pipeline with leads, turning them into deals. That's where you make money. Okay. And that's what we're going to be covering in details in this 7-part series. All right. So let's get into it. The first one is market research. Okay. The first step is market research. And basically, I break down market research into this sub steps. Okay. The first thing you need to know is who are you targeting? Okay. Is the first two things you need to know. And in real estate wholesaling is essentially the heart and science of finding deeply discounted properties, right? Finding deeply discounted properties using mass marketing, okay? Not just finding them, because you could find them by talking to your friends, your family friends, hoping that one day they will refer a business to you, right? You could do that, right? And you could get lucky. Well, you're gonna need luck. If that's all you depend on, you're gonna need lots of luck. But if you understand this skill set that I'm gonna share with you right here, you don't need luck. Luck, I guess you can use it, but it's just additional add on top of the blessings that you're gonna attract anyway, because you understand there's diligence needed, the skill set that will be needed in this, and then you're gonna actually work. Put this to work, but not just work, but leveraged work, meaning work that goes further, faster with just less, little bit of work, by simply putting your mind to work, putting your skill set, your mind, learning new knowledge, right, and being able to apply that knowledge. So the first two types of people you're gonna need, you need two types of audience. Okay, we're talking about market research right now. You need to do your market research. You need to learn the kind of people that will find value in what you have to offer. So as wholesalers, what do we offer? We offer convenience, speed and convenience for people who need to get rid of a property, right? So that's the number one type of person that we need to be talking to. That's our market. Motivated sellers. Somebody who needs to get rid of a property, right? So that's number one. The number two are cash buyers. So once you find these deals, the second part of that definition is finding the hard and science of finding deeply discounted properties using mass marketing, and then locking them under contract. That's something that you and I get to do as the investor, right? As the front end investor, we lock it under contract for a certain price that's usually less than 60% of the actual value of the property, right? Of course, you have to factor in if it needs repair and things like that. But you should understand that fundamentals already. But after that, you turn that contract, you sell it. That contract is a valuable piece of paper now. You sell it to an end buyer. We call it cash buyers. A lot of time we call them cash buyer. A person who is willing to buy a property that needs work, put some work into it, and flip it for a profit. That's the cash buyer. So at the end of the day, that cash buyer is also part of your market. You need cash buyer. You need two types of people. Number one, you need motivated seller, somebody looking to sell a house at a discount. You need a cash buyer who is looking to buy a property that needs some work. You need those two people. If you can facilitate a transaction between those two people, they pay you a fee. Some people call it finder's fee, some people call it wholesaler's fee, some people call it assignment fees. Basically, you put a property that's worth $100,000 under contract for $55,000 because it needs $10,000 worth of work. The end buyer pays $65,000. They pay that person pay you $10,000. They pay the actual owner of the property $55,000. They put some $10,000 worth of work into the property. They are now up to $75,000 in cost. They sell that property for $100,000. There was a $5,000 closing cost in that equation, so they made $20,000. That's the business right there, right? So you need a motivated seller, you need cash buyer. You can all those people are on Facebook and they're hanging out on Facebook, right? And I'm going to be talking further and further as we move through this class into how to find them on Facebook or how to identify them on Facebook. There are two things you're going to do: find them or identify them. But again, that's part of your market research. That's what we're going through together right now. And it's as simple as that. You need motivated sellers, you need cash buyer. We're going to dig a little deeper into into details of what these people look like. Okay, the other thing is where you need to know where you want to do business. Like I said, in this time and age, you need to be looking nationwide. Okay, why? Because when you're dealing with Facebook marketing, you're kind of limited on data. Again, it's a global village, but you're limited on data at the same time. Okay, so they're not gonna find everybody, but if you expand your horizon, you can do deals anywhere. You can do deals anywhere around the nation. Anywhere you've heard a person on a podcast and they said, I'm closing deals in this area, I'm closing deals in this area, those places are all your territory, and you can do deals anywhere. So in that case as well, you don't have to worry about, oh, wholesaling is illegal in this state, or you can't do that in this state. You are simply a lead generator. You generate these leads and you get them to the people that can get them done. If you can do that in mass, you will learn marketing, you learn how to generate leads. You can make a lot of money in this business without worrying about fiduciary interest, without worrying about legalities. If something is illegal, all you do is generate leads. You pass the leads out to people that will do the business. They do the business, they close the deal, they send you your check. You don't have to worry about any of the craziness or the dirty stuff, working on the streets, going to appointments and stuff like that. If you learn how to generate leads, you don't have to worry about all that. There are people who already know how to do that. Partner with them, get them to do all that. Just by these skills right here, you need to learn it anyway. Okay, so if you're not doing deals, you need to learn these skills anyway. So if you learn this stuff, you can bring services to other people who probably know how to do some deals, but they can also scale up by partnering with you just because you learn these skills. Okay, so where, what location, what's the hot cities? You need to identify the hot cities in the nation where there's a lot of transaction. We're going to talk about that a little bit in a second as well too. The number fourth thing fact that you need to learn is monthly budget. What is your monthly budget? Are you willing to spend $300 on this per month? Okay, by the way, if you're not going to spend $300 per month on this, don't want to worry about it. Okay, but I'm going to tell you right now, if you're driving for dollars, you're going to spend more than $300 a month. That's a fact of life if you've done the math correctly. Okay, but anyway, you need to be willing to spend some money on marketing. Okay, but with that being said, what level of marketing are you spending? $10,000 per month, or you're spending $300 per month, right? That would determine where how deep you want to go with the people you want to target. Okay, so what I mean by that, you need to be laser targeted if you're spending lower amount of money on marketing every month. Okay, if you have big amount of marketing budget, then you can go broader. Okay, so for example, let me give you a quick example. You could go and say, hey, I want to target the whole of New Jersey, right? You can do that, but you're gonna be doing a lot of hits and miss, because a lot of hits and miss, right? Because there's gonna be a lot of people that are not interested in what you have to offer, but you're spending all this money. So, but if you know that you're short on money, meaning you have you don't have a lot of money to spend, or you're limited on money as resources to spend on marketing, then you have the luxury of spending time on doing proper market research and nailing and digging down into a laser target niche. Okay, so for example, a laser target niche is people facing pre-foreclosure. That's a niched list. It's a fact that these people are facing foreclosure sometimes. At one point, there's a higher chance they're going to be willing to sell at the price you're looking to buy for, because remember, we buy at a deep discount, right? As compared to targeting the whole of New Jersey. The whole of New Jersey is everybody, it's a broad market. So there's going to be a stage you get to in your business where you're going to be willing and able to spend money. You can pull a billboard in the whole neighborhood. Everybody can see we buy ugly houses, right? But if you're starting off and you're brand new in this business, you don't want to be doing that. That's a waste of resources, because number one, you don't have that luxury. The people that spend that kind of money, they probably have that luxury. They have money to spend, right? And they have less time. They have more money, they have less time. They can put out a billboard. They can put out a sign all over the transit buses and the township, right? They can do stuff like that. But if you're brand new and you're getting started, you don't want to do that, okay? And it takes me to number five, experience, okay? You want to scale. Even if you have money and you feel like you have a lot of money, you want to start small. Yes, always dream big, but you want to start small so you can scale gradually. Because when you scale, it's not just you scaling, you're learning and you're gaining intelligence as you are scaling. Okay. But if you just go say, hey, oh, I got 20 grand to spend every month, and you just go spend that $20,000, you're going to be disappointed, okay, because you didn't scale, okay, you didn't use intelligence in that process. One of the importance of scaling in a business is you actually gain intelligence that you reinvest back into scaling your business. That makes your whole process and system a lot more intelligent than just, hey, I'm just going to throw money at this because somebody said, hey, you can make 20 grand anyway. Oh, hey, Ola, if I have 40 grand, how much can I make? Then I'm going to tell you, can you please go away somewhere? I'm sure there's another guru out there that will take your money, right? So experience, which is number 5 here, is a big part of that. If you don't have any experience, start small and then scale. I would definitely say start under $1,000 in any given month, and then as you gain results, you feel more confident, you gain a lot more knowledge, some experience, of course, intelligence. Your system gains intelligence. It's not about you being intelligent. We're all intelligent people. I'm talking about your system gaining intelligence, and then you're able to scale a system that's a lot more optimized. Okay. Number 6, build retargetable interest. Okay, as people visit your website, you're collecting interest. You're collecting because now you can basically collect that data and you can retarget that data with a laser target marketing message that speaks directly to them. Hey, you came by my website the other day. Uh, Talk to us. Let's talk to you so we can figure out if we can help you. Whatever, something along that line, right? But you're able to do that when you follow through this process in that same way, okay? And by the way, your market is both on Facebook and Instagram when you learn the skill set that we're covering right now, okay? So that's the first part about it. That's market research. That's the first part on the 7 steps, okay? So right now, let's go ahead on to step 2. Step 2 is data and audience creation, okay? Data and audience creation. Well, when we say data, data can mean anything. It just means pieces of data. It means phone numbers, addresses, I mean, you can buy data anywhere around the internet, around the world of marketing and advertising, right? But as you know already, the most important data you're going to have in this business, the data that you collect, you reinvest back into the business as in the form of intelligence, and it optimizing your process. It optimizes your process and your system as a whole. And you exercising patience and being able to do that is what puts you ahead of everybody else. Everyone else is trying to do that quick thing, right? Drive for dollars because everybody told you you can make money by driving for dollars, collect 200 houses. Well, it doesn't work that way. If you did, everyone else would be doing it, right? So, with that being said, data and audience creation. After you've done your market research, we know exactly the kind of people we're looking for, but how do we find the information of those people? Okay, how do we find the information of those people? We need some level of information, and then we need to turn those information to actual contacts, which we're going to talk about on step 3. Okay, so with that being said, there's something called pivot tables. Okay, some people call pivot tables for hot cities and used for location audience. Okay, so there's a simple step that we follow. Once you come on inside and we start going, you can look over my shoulder on this training later. um, Basically, you need to pull out all the data of everywhere you want to cover. Okay, and there's something that's a simple tool on either Google Sheets. Okay, you can go to Google Sheets, simply Google Sheets, right? It's like the Google version of Excel, and you can put that data in there, and you can use a little tool called Pivot Table. You can search for it, or you can search for videos on this. It's called Pivot Table, and basically what it to do is to break down how many records in any given city. Okay, when you as you can you will see in that list the city that has the highest number of transactions. So how do I know that? We go find the cash transactions in every city that you want to target. So basically, you can pick New Jersey. You say, hey, give me all the list of all cash transactions. Okay. Basically, it's another way for you to pull up cash buyers that have already purchased. They've proven to have purchased a property for cash. How do you know that? the at the point of purchase, on the date of purchase of the property, is showing 100% equity. That means they paid cash for the property. So the cities keep record of all this in every county in the United States for the most part. You pull that list and you basically find the cities with the highest number of transactions, and that's how you know what hot cities you can focus on if you need to focus on a city. But if you're moving on to step two here, you don't have to do that, okay? Because basically you're pulling up what I call the built-in motivated data source. What do I mean by built-in motivation data source, okay? Basically, these people have a real reason, a real life issue going on right now, a real reason why they may want to sell quick at a deep discount. Okay, everybody else basically you have to sell them or selling you their house at a deep discount. If somebody is moving from Northeast New York State to Florida, that doesn't mean they're willing to sell you a house at a discount. They may be willing to list the house properly with a realtor, with a real estate agent, and then get full price for it. In which case, you can still make some money. But for the most part, as a wholesaler, as an investor, you're looking for a person looking to sell at a deep discount, right? So you increase the chances of that happening when you deal with people with real life issues, such as pre-foreclosures, vacant properties, okay, people facing divorce, people in tax delinquency, right? A person that inherited a house that they don't really want, okay. You know, even in that list, you're gonna find people sometimes tell you, no, I'm not giving away the house. Ideally, you're looking for a person looking to give away a house, okay, and the fact that you're giving them two, three, four, five, $10,000 is like a bonus. Oh, you could pay $16,000 for it? Yeah, sure, but I just need to sell it. Can we close in like 7 days? They take their $16,000, they walk away. Ideally, that's what you're looking for. And you being able to market at this level of skill set will expose you to those type of people because you can laser focus on finding those people at a cost effective with a cost effective campaign, and that's what we're covering here, right? So the tool that I use to pull this list of built-in motivated data, the my particular source is called myREI Pro. You can go to myEmpirePRO.com slash myREIPro to get that. That may be an affiliate link, by the way. If I share the link with you, it may be an affiliate link, it may not be, okay? All right, so the third type of data, the third source of data for the laser target for you, for laser target list of people you should be targeting, is all homeowner data. Okay, so all the homeowners in the United States, there are sources out there, US data. Just Google US data, and there are all kind of sources out there that sell those kind of lists. You can buy that list and upload them into Facebook as a custom audience. We call them custom audience. Okay, so just like you do on step two, you can upload it, all this data, into Facebook as custom audience. Now, a new development that just happened is that if you are uploading a data into Facebook, right? And if Facebook flags your ad as special category, which means it could be about credit, housing, or something like that. Credit, building, housing. I think there's one more that's considered special category. They won't let you. They won't let you drill in on your targeting with like gender or age based, because they are trying to avoid discrimination lawsuits and things like that, but either way, is that what you need to understand is that you have all kind of flexibility for targeting here. You don't need to target by age, gender, or anything like that if you're uploading your data into Facebook. Facebook will allow you to upload your data into Facebook, and then they will basically merge it with their own data and find the profiles of these people on Facebook. That's how it works, okay? So you upload this Facebook, let me repeat that. You upload this data into Facebook, and then Facebook will take that data and go out there into their own database and find all the profiles that matched it. And now you can set up ads to target these people. So if you upload, let's say 10,000, and Facebook finds 500 people that actually have, so based on the city and the first name last name of these people, Facebook will find profiles that fit or matches, and then they show your ad that says we buy houses. To these people, remember, these people are people that you've already identified as vacant, pre foreclosures, divorce, and you can find all this data everywhere. It could be high equity, whatever list or built-in motivated list that you want to target, you can do essentially the same thing. I personally get my data from my REI Pro for the most part. You can download from there and you can upload it directly into Facebook, and Facebook will do the work for you of finding those profiles. Okay, so like as I was saying, the third form of data is all the homeowners. You can buy that from anywhere on the internet and test out uploading them into Facebook, and then see if you can target them with buy houses. Okay, so that's another one for you right there. Those are the data sources right there. The first one that I share with you here, which is pivot table for hot cities, and then using them for location audience on Facebook, is probably the easiest for you, and we're going to cover that in details in the inside of the course. Okay, but here just know that it's possible. You can find out the hot cities by simply, it's very simple, the cities that has the highest number of cash transactions are the cities where the investors are playing. You need to play where the investors are playing, because that's a good chance that they want those houses. They're playing there for a reason. That's because they want the houses in that city. So basically, you can target those the homeowners in that area. You can target the larger audience. You can decide, hey, I'm going to do 50 years and older in that city. And basically, people will also, you'll find that people would take screenshots of your ad and share with friends and family, just like that. And you don't have to hire all this virtual assistants all over the place. You don't have to hire people in Mexico and Philippines to do that. You can set up simple ads and get the ball rolling, start exposing your brand, start exposing your offer to the exact location that you want, and you can get a lot more done. All you're doing is looking to generate leads, people that raise up their hand and say, hey, I do have a piece of crap in my backyard I need to sell. That's what you're looking for. So either you're an investor or you're a wholesaler. You need this. You need to learn how to do this, or get somebody in your camp to learn how to do this. Once you learn how to do it, now you have a box of skill set and tools that you can use to generate as many leads. But more importantly, it's scalable. Once you find something that works for you, all you have to do is duplicate that. When I say duplicate that, I mean there's a one click duplicate that and do it over and over again. If you're hiring virtual assistants, they're cold calling for you. While that's not a bad strategy, it's not one click to duplicate them. You have to do your due diligence. You have to hire right. You have to basically do interviews and stuff like that, and you have to build them and train them over time. Here, just one click, you find something that works. One click, you duplicate whatever is working, and you kill anything that's not working. That's called scaling. Okay, so that's that for the second step in the 7 steps to campaign execution. See your next step. All right, so on the third step, you have to build landing pages. Basically, you have to decide how you want this audience. So we talked about the audience, we talked about market research, we talked about the audience. You basically need to you need to show them something. They need to see. So, for example, a typical example of what I'm saying will be a billboard, right? So you already know that you want people in Edison, New Jersey to see your ads. But what is it that they're going to see? Okay, what is it that's going to tell them the steps that they need to take? Right, whatever that is what we call it falls into two parts when it comes to digital marketing. Okay, so you have the ads and creative, you also have the landing page and funnels. Okay, but I'm kind of going backwards here because this is exact order that you want to have this ready when you're setting up your ads on Facebook. You want to make sure you have a landing page and funnels ready. You want to decide on what that is going to look like. So the first and probably one of my favorites, okay, is a simple banner. Okay, I call them digital bandit signs. They look like a regular bandit signs that say we buy houses on the corner of the street with a phone number. All right, but the only difference is that you put this on Facebook and you put it on a reach objective on with a campaign with a reach objective on Facebook, and you put some fire behind it. but there's a phone number on it. And the idea here is that the phone number on it is being tracked. That phone number is only designed for that purpose. So you don't want other people from other type of marketing channel calling that number. The only people that will see that number are on Facebook news feed. When they see it, if it resonates with what they may want, they simply call that number. Okay, that right there is called a digital bandit sign. It's on digital marketing world we call it banners. Okay, and Facebook allows you to place that. The only thing you should note is that the text on the banner cannot be more than 20% of the banner. Okay, but that's easy to do. We're going to cover that on the future steps here. But that's the first type of, I guess, landing page funnel that you can have. It's a simple banner with the phone number on it. When they call, that phone number is being tracked. That phone number goes to a voicemail. The voicemail says, "Hey, yes, this is Ola. I'm looking to buy houses in your neighborhood. Please leave me your name, the property address, and I will get back to you within the next 24 hours." When they leave that message, they leave that message inside of Google Voice, and basically you call them back. It comes to your email. You can listen to the voicemail. The voicemail, for the most part, will be transcribed, meaning you can actually read it, right? It will be transcribed into text, and you see the phone number of the people in your email. You can call them right back, and then get some more information. That you have a lead, because anytime you establish a contact with data, that becomes a lead. That goes from being a data, being data, right? From being a piece of data to a lead, right? It's not a lead until you establish contact. Okay, when you talk to a person and they express interest in potentially doing the business that you're offering them, it becomes a lead. If they haven't done that, all you have is data. So when people drive for dollars and tell them you're collecting property addresses, all you have is data. You could have paid pennies for that piece of data on the internet, but somebody sold you on the idea that it's a better quality, right? And now you're driving around burning gas just to collect data, okay? But once you established a contact, and a person says, "Yes, I may be interested in that," meaning they actually have to say, "Yes, I may be interested in that. I may be, or I am interested in that." That becomes a lead. That's why we call it a lead. It's a lead that can become a deal. Okay. So number two, the number two types of landing page is a little form that Facebook provides you. It's called Facebook lead ads. Okay. Facebook lead ads. We'll call it Facebook lead form, but Facebook leads ads is basically Facebook. We set it up for you. It's a form. People don't leave Facebook. There are people that swear that this costs less than other type of ads because people don't actually leave Facebook. The forms are pre-filled out with their email address because Facebook already have their email address and their phone number a lot of times, right? So it's pre-filled out, and but they have the opportunity to change it if they want. So let's say somebody has a different phone number on Facebook and it's already pre-filled out, they can delete it and fill out the phone number where they want you to call them, right? And then when they click submit, it basically goes into a sheet where you can retrieve every day or however often you check it, and then you can call those people back. It becomes a lead. So they call them Facebook lead ad. So it never takes them off of Facebook. They see the form right there on Facebook. You can add a banner if you want. If you want to brand up the banner, you can do that. And then they fill that out, and then their information drops as date as lead, right? Because now they've created a contact with you. They've said, "Yes, I'm interested in what you," because the ad says we buy houses, right? We buy damaged houses, doesn't matter any condition, things like that, right? The ad says those things, right? And basically they fill out that form, it becomes a lead, you can call them back. So the only thing here is that it doesn't necessarily send you a notification when they fill out the form. So there are other tools that you can attach to that, like Zapier. It's called Zapier, that you can attach to that, that will send you notification when somebody fill out your Facebook lead ads, when they complete your Facebook lead forms. Okay, so that's the second type of landing page or funnel that you can create. After they submit that form, they will say, "Hey, thank you for filling out that form, we'll get back to you as soon as possible." And basically you want to pick up the phone and call those people, because they may be hot right there ready to go. Okay, number three is external lead capture form on a landing page. Because I'm a traditional internet marketer, Okay, I prefer this because I'm in control also. Basically, when they click on your ad, they click sign up on your ad, right? It goes into a form external to Facebook. Okay, it's not on Facebook. When they click on it, it takes them to your website. Okay, and they fill out your form. They're usually filling out a form that's attached to an autoresponder like GetResponse or many other platforms out there, Aweber or anything like that, right? When they fill out that form, you get a notification, you give them a call. Simple. Okay, so that's the third type, is an external lead capture form. Okay, or lead capture page as a landing page. Okay, so there are two tools that I use personally. Well, I use GetResponse personally, which is myEmpirePRO.com/GetResponse if you're interested in that. Another one that allows you to fancy up the landing page. You can add elements, you can move things around, you can get a little bit creative with what your landing page looks like. It's called ClickFunnels. You can find it at myempirepro.com/clickfunnels. Yes, those may be affiliate links. So just keep that in mind that they may pay me a little bit of something when you do sign up. But both of them are on free trials, and you can take the free trial and play around with them, okay? Before you decide it's what you want to do. Fourth type of funnel, my favorite of all time, okay, is building a massive buyers list with a funded proposal sales funnel. Okay, this is a place where the market at large, okay, the business of wholesaling and investing is missing out big time. A lot of people will find deals and they can't find people to buy the deals, or they are just focused on people that buy deals too cheap. Okay, so for example, you found a deal at $20,000. It's worth $50,000 on the regular market, but you have your five or six or seven cash buyers telling you it's too expensive. You know why? Because they are just those five, six, or seven. If you create market, build a marketplace of people that will buy more deals, the more demand you have, the higher the price will go up, and more people are willing to pay more. Okay? You may say, but don't you want them to buy and make profit? People, the cash buyers that are in the marketplace are not just buying to make profit, they're looking to make a killer for the most part, especially if they have so many wholesalers sending deals to them, right? They don't have to buy your deal, okay? Especially if they have so many, because remember, demand and supply, you're the one demanding them now, so their price is higher, which means they are looking to pay you less and less. But if you have a lot of people that are buying up deals in the marketplace, they're competing for your deals, you get to command a lot more dollars, and yes, they can still make profit. So if you go to some cities where there's action going on, there's a lot of people buying deals, people are paying up to 84% of the after repair value in your city, because no one is creating buyers, no one is educating people to become investors. You guys may be stuck at 65%. People are not willing to pay more than 55% of what the property is worth. That's because there's not enough buyers in the marketplace. So one thing you can do for this marketplace, if you really want to really change the game and disrupt things, which is where you can make a lot of money, is become a person who builds a massive buyers list. And when people bring deals to you, you can sell the deals, and people are willing to pay. People on your list can pay more because they're not hungry, hungry sharks who are looking to pay less all the time, less and less, right? There are people who are looking to get their first deal. Of course, they want to make profit. You educate them how to make profit. There are all kind of educational materials out here. You can offer them those educational materials, make affiliate commissions off of that, but you build your list. You make money as you're building your list. You can sell your own leads, your own deals to them as well. You can also sell other people's deals. In this case, you're building a real business as opposed to just labeling yourself wholesaler. But that's something we'll cover in details when we get to this particular part of the course. But it's it's absolutely a game changer if you learn how to do it. As a matter of fact, this book right here is how I do it. It's called Real Estate Money Secrets. I give it away for free. You can actually download this for free at smartrealestatewholesaling.com, and you can also download this one at smartrealestatewholesaling.com as well too. Right? This is my original book. You need to read both of them 10 to 15 times, but I simply give this away, and when I give it away, they give me their email address, And that's how I build my buyers list. Okay, you can do the same thing. I'll give you license to do that as well too. But basically, that's the idea. You're building a massive buyers list. It's a funded proposal, because if they decide to buy a course at some point immediately or in the future on your list, that you should be offering them stuff, you make affiliate commissions by simply doing that, and you don't have to wait until you close a deal before you make money. Are we making sense? Those are some of the possibilities that you can do when you're using digital marketing as opposed to getting stuck on driving for dollars. Okay, so that's the third step. So, right now, let's go ahead and get into the fourth step. All right, the fourth of seven steps to campaign execution is what I call the ads and creatives. Okay, so I mentioned earlier that what is it that people see? Okay, but I told you earlier that it's probably into two parts when we're dealing with digital marketing. There's something they see on the platform where you're advertising. So if you're scrolling through Facebook, they see a banner, right? And that was the first step. But if you're offering them to actually go to an external page, there's another thing that they see, and that's the landing pages and the funnels and stuff like that. But the actual thing that they see on Facebook before leaving Facebook is basically what's gonna make or break this whole thing. That's the first impression they're gonna get. Okay, and that's basically what creates the offer. That's the offer that you are giving to those people. That's the Your offer is we buy houses. So let's dig a little deeper into this for a second here. Okay, what's the actual offer? What's the solution that you're offering, right? It could be what's the answer that you're giving to a question that you know that your target market has, right? Or it could be some kind of pleasure that you're using to replace the pain that they may be going through. Okay, so is that making sense right now? Okay, your ad creative needs to say either some kind of solution or give an answer to a burning question, or offer some kind of pleasure to replace some kind of pain. Okay, this is essentially what people see when they actually see you for the first time on any of the platforms. So, for example, we're talking about Facebook marketing right now, which entails Facebook and Instagram. When people are scrolling through the news feed, the first thing they see is some kind of banner, a picture that speaks volume. A picture is worth a thousand words, right? So you want to make sure you pick a very nice picture, but essentially what you want it to say is basically you want it to in like a second spit out solution to some kind of problem, right? So we buy houses. We already identified our market. Remember, on the first step, we identified our market. These are people who are older, who needs to get rid of a property. People who inherited a property, they don't want people in pre-foreclosures, divorce, people that have a vacant property that's just sitting there, right? And you need whatever that your ad or creative says, you need that to spit out some kind of solution to a problem. So, for example, we buy houses like, wait, I think I have a piece of crap I need to sell, right? So, or answers, we buy houses like, how can I sell my house fast? That will answer that problem, right? Some kind of pleasure to a pain, like, I don't want to, it's going to be painful to start calling a real estate agent, listing the house, staging the house, putting the work, all the repairs that needs to be put in. It's going to be a painful process. Um, the fact that an ad comes through their feed and it says we buy houses, asses, any condition, you don't have to fix up the house, that speaks pleasure to their soul. Your ad and your creative need to do exactly that. In first impression, they need to be able to see that 3 seconds or less. It needs to say, this is the people I need to talk to, and that captures their attention, grabs them by the throat, attention wise, right? And then they're able to decide if they want to click on your ad to fill out your form. And so that first thing that they see is what we call the ads and creatives, right? So it could be an image, it could be a video, it could be what they call a carousel. A carousel is like a group of images and pictures that people can scroll through. You've seen those on Instagram, right? You also see them on Facebook, or on Facebook you can click on it and it goes from one like an album, like it's flipping pages, right? uh So it could be a series of any one of those things. And your one thing you should note that any one of those, Facebook highly discourage any amount of text more than 20% of that. Okay, so you don't want it to say everything you want it to say. You want it's a picture is worth 1,000 words. Your picture needs to be that good. So for example, I saw one that was very creative. My brother sent it to me. It's a burning house. Okay, we buy, and the person put the picture of a burning house. So we buy houses any condition, right? So a house that was on fire, fire damages, anything like that. I thought that was very creative because that will capture the attention of a person that has truly a piece of crap they need to get rid of. Okay, so the tools that I use Typorama a lot when I need to personalize an app on my phone, and I use it a lot for this kind of thing. It's free. Typorama is free. Canva.com is also free. There's certain things you want to do you pay for. I think they have like a credit system. If you want to do more fancier stuff, they have some that they sell. For the most part, you can use it for free. They have templates that you can use to design. Just want to keep it. They also have templates for Facebook marketing specifically, so they already understand that you can't have more than 20% of text, right? Another one that I use is simply Google Slides. I created this presentation using Google Slide. Google Slide, just Google it. It's the Google version of PowerPoint. Used to create presentations, but you can create your little nice text of what you want it to look like, and you can save that slide as a picture. So you could get creative with these things. But those are the three right there that I use. Some fancy people may want to use Photoshop. I don't do Photoshop. I have people that do Photoshop for me. I don't do Photoshop, but I just letting you know you don't have to, okay? But the key thing here is that you want a picture that speaks volume, that speaks solution, speaks answers, okay, pleasure, okay, something that people your target market can resonate with. That's why we did market research first, okay. We talked about how after you decide on what market you want to go after, how do you find the data? There's some data on Facebook. There's some data you can upload yourself into Facebook, okay, by pulling them from data source such as list source, myEmpirePRO, or any other sources out there, right? Or driving for dollars, God forbid, right? But if that's what you want to do, right? But you're not gonna have enough data from driving for dollars, just impossible, right? We do mass marketing, okay? So when you identify those market, there's a burning question in the soul of this target market. A person that will buy houses and will resonate with it and want to call you right away, right? A motivated seller, we call them, right? A motivated seller. That person, right? Or for example, if you want to flip this on the head, you want to just target building a cash buyers list, you could say real estate money secrets. That's the whole point of the title. A person that will see real estate money secrets is a person interested in investing in real estate, not a person looking to buy a house to live in. They don't see these and they're attracted. They say real estate money secrets and they're like, and then they go a little deeper and say insider secrets to real estate investing and building a real estate empire from scratch, like a pro, right? When they see that first forward, in 3 seconds, it speaks solution, answers, pleasure to something they already have interest in. Okay? As opposed to what you may have learned, which involves you having to sell. If somebody doesn't already have interest in what you have to offer, then you feel the need to want to have to sell, and you have to sell, you have to sell. And that's the whole point of digital marketing. You don't have to sell. There are enough people that are already interested in what you have to offer. Target those people and do them at scale, and then continue to optimize that process. Continue to optimize that process, because as you do this using digital marketing, your system is going to gain intelligence. You know who wants what you have to offer and those that don't want it. And there's some people, some age brackets just simply don't work with this. You can test out everybody. Eventually the data will pull out for you and tell you that, hey, everybody between 18 and 20, they just see your ad, you're spending money on impressions, but they're not really clicking the ad. Then eventually you can optimize your ads and say, take out everyone under 26, under 30, like that. That's some of the beauty that you gain from executing on Facebook marketing. You're not going to be able to do this forever at the level where we are right now. There's no competition when it comes to investing, wholesaling. There's no competition. You may have seen a few people doing it. It's not as many people trying to drive for dollars. It's not as many people trying to cold call your clients and your target market. Okay, it's not as many people. Plus, this will never be illegal. This will never cross any kind of lines where you. This is just simply marketing skills that you can take over to another business and use it there, because you can advertise to about anything as long as you understand market research, the message, right? And then the media that you're learning right now. Okay. All right. So that's basically this step right here. I'll see you on the next step. Hey, so step five here. It's time to set up the campaign. So we've done some groundwork. We did research, right? Market research. Basically, is the process of identify the ideal person, the ideal avatar, the person that will be interested in what you have to offer. You need to know who that is. Who would be interested in we buy ugly houses, we buy houses? Who is that person? That person is a person who, well, a motivated seller, right? But we also need cash buyers. Okay, who's that person? The person that's already interested, somebody that's already following people that teaches real estate investing, people that follow platforms like Fortune Builders, people that follow people like Max Maxwell, people that follow people that are teaching investing like Ron LeGrand, right? People that teach investing, right? These people have a followership on Facebook, and Facebook allow you to target them with an ad, and you can build a list of those people in anywhere around the world as long as they're connected to Facebook. So we talked about market research. We talked about a few other things like the ad creatives, funnels. What do you want them to see? We talked about data. How do you find the data, right? So now down to step five, which is basically we need to set up the campaign. A lot of people make the mistake of going straight to Facebook and try to set up a campaign, and then they miss out the first. You see why they fail. This is why they fail, because they miss out the first four steps of the process. Well, you're better because you understand what it takes, and the majority of the work happens before you actually set up the campaign. So, with that being said, the campaign. What is the objective? When it comes to campaign, we think of campaign as, hey, set up a campaign, roll out a radio ad, roll out a TV ad, right? Or a newspaper ad, right? You roll it out. But here in digital marketing, campaign level is where we identify the objective of why are we advertising. We're promoting something. We're promoting, what are we promoting is the offer, right? Who are we promoting this to? Is the target market, which is the groundwork that we've done, identifying the market, right? And the process obviously is going to be Facebook marketing, Facebook and Instagram marketing, right? So campaign objective is basically comes down to a little bit deeper than that. What do we want to see in the form of metrics? Okay, we're going to talk about metrics in a second here, right? But what exactly are we trying to achieve? Do we want people to click on our ads, or we want them to call a phone number, or we want them to view a video, right? Those are all objectives, right? When it comes to Facebook marketing, okay? Reach, traffic, sometimes we call them how many people clicked on an ad. Conversions, how many people actually enter their email address into a form. That the same thing when it comes to Facebook leads, right? So there's all those different forms of objective. When you're setting up your campaign, the first thing you're going to set up is what is the objective of the campaign. You're actually going to be telling Facebook, I want reach. That means I want as many people as possible to see it. Or you may say, hey, I want clicks. When it comes to clicks, they show more impression, or they count it in the form of clicks. How many people click on it? We're going to cover that more and more details as we go through here, right? But the key thing I want you to know that is actually at the campaign level, there are three levels involved in campaign execution. The campaign level is the very top level of it, right? Depends on how you want to look at it, but for the purpose of this lesson, let's look at it in the form of at the top level is campaign, where you actually determine the campaign. Sometimes you also determine the budget, the daily budget of your campaign. Like how much is this campaign going to be spending? You can spend as low as $5 per campaign. Facebook is not going to allow lower than that for obvious reasons. You don't want that either. You need some kind of momentum. You need to show some kind of numbers, right? But for $5, you will see numbers and you'll be able to tell Wow. On this, by the second day, you'll be able to tell if this is a process you want to continue or not. All right. When you're driving for dollars, there's no such point where you'll be able to tell if this is a process you want to continue or not. At what point is that? After you drive for 3 days and you're like, wait, what? This sun is too much. It's too cold out here, right? So, but with Facebook, you spend $5, you see a lot of people seeing your ads. At that point, you're like, okay, the next objective, I need people to actually click on this ad or call a phone number or opt into a form, meaning they become a conversion, they actually convert as a lead, right? You're able to see all of that in a discrete manner where you can optimize it. But anyway, I digress. Campaign is where you set the objective and potentially set the price, or not price, the budget of your campaign on a daily basis. Hey, I want to spend $5 per day. Hey, I want to spend $10 per day. $5 per day means $150 in a given month, in a whole month. That's not, and the data you will collect in that 1 month, the intelligence that comes with that is something you're not going to get anywhere else. So you already by default start making money by having such amount of knowledge, by even knowing that, hey, wow, my ads are showing to people, right? Even when you put up binding signs, which I made loads of money from, right? Bandit signs, like physical one on the street, right? Even when you put that, I mean, you can see that the cars driving by. But when you see impressions and you see people seeing impressions multiple times, you start seeing frequency, which is another form of metric. That means how many times people are seeing your ads that you can use to optimize your ad. It starts to really form into this big old thing. It feels real to you, right? The second level is called the ad set on Facebook. Ad set is basically where you determine who do you want to see this ad. Okay, the first level is, what is this ad going to do? What's the objective? Why are we doing this, right? Do we want reach? We want people to click on it. We want people to call a phone number, or all this other stuff, right? But on the second level, ad set level, is where you say, who is the person that need to see this? So this is basically where you specify, hey, I've already uploaded a list, show it to those people. Or hey, Facebook, give me everyone in this location that are above 50 years of age, or give me all the females in this area that's above 50 years of age, as long as it's not identified as a special category. Because if it's about housing or credit or one other thing I can't really remember right now, it doesn't really matter, right? If they identify your ad as that, then you won't be able to break it down into those discriminatory demographic kind of thing. But there's a lot you can do with it, and there are ways to get around that. But the key thing here is that if you upload custom audience the way I showed you earlier, when that means you get data from REI Pro, or you get data from myEmpirePRO.com slash my REI Pro, or you get data from any other source and you upload it into Facebook. If it's your data, Facebook does not, it doesn't matter. You don't have to tell Facebook what to target because you uploaded a list, right? But at the ad set level is where you say, this is what I want. Okay, this is the people I want to see this ad. Okay, the who, the WHO. This is the person I want to see this ad. Or let's say you're building a cash buyer list and say, hey, I want everybody following real estate investing, which is an interest on Facebook. Everybody following real estate investing above the age of 40 to see this ad. I want to give them a free book. And when they opt in for the free book, you say, hey, check out this stuff for $37. And when that $37 comes in, you make it, you reinvest it back into, you build your list, you build it. That's why we call it funded proposal. You build your list automatically, for free, basically. Okay, just because you understand this process, right? So at the ad set level is where you set the who you want to see your ad. At the ad level is where you set the creative. Remember, I told you about the creative. The creative in 3 seconds, the first impression, need to tell them the solution that you're offering, the answers to their burning questions, or some kind of pleasure that replaces some perceived pain, like the pain of having to fix up a house before you can list it with a realtor. You can say, hey, I buy houses any condition, and that eliminates that pain and replaces it with the pleasure of speed and convenience. In 3 seconds, that's where you set up the ad, the image, or you set up the video or the carousel, like I said. So basically, that's where you specify the offer visual creative. That's what they see first. That's what's going to determine if they will click over to your website or click over to fill out your form or pick up the phone and call your number, right? But again, our message is really simple in investing. We buy houses, any condition, fast closing, close in 10 to 15 days, no azus. We handle everything, we handle all the paperwork. That's our message, right? So really majority of your work comes in identifying. I already told you the first four steps where you identify your audience, understanding that you have two types of audience if you're a wholesaler. Okay, if you're a wholesaler, you have two types of audience. You have motivated sellers, you have cash buyers. If you're the investor, you only need to find people that are looking to sell, motivated sellers, and you can set this all up and it'll be running all on its own. So those are the three steps: campaign, ad set, ad. Campaign, that's where you say, what is this about? What am I trying to achieve? Ad set, who do I need to see this? Ad, what is it that they see? All right. So that's that for you. Now let me just remind you, if you haven't seen this yet, make sure you go download this book for free. Smart Real Estate Wholesaling, that's where you want to go. smartrealestateWholesaling.com. The book is Smart Real Estate Wholesaling. We cover a lot of this stuff in details. You can grab it for free over there. Real Estate Money Secrets. But the books are also available. I'm giving you two books. They're also available in the form of audiobook.com. They also have an audiobook, that physical books like this, and also Kindle if that's what you prefer. All right. I'll see you on the next step. Step six. Okay. Step six. Uh, Track your campaign. Okay. Tracking your campaign. We have to track our campaign. We have to know what's going on. This is the part that's missing for lots of people in as wholesalers or investing. A lot of people just want to make a killer really quickly, and and then they miss this very important part of any kind of entrepreneurial journey, any kind of endeavor, any kind of project that you're trying to encounter, that you're trying to embark on. If you're not tracking your progress, then it's no wonder, it's little to no wonder why people fail. Hopefully, woefully, in a very, very bad way. The worst type of failure is the failure that you didn't even realize you already failed. Like you already left the game long before you realized it, right? I mean, the last time you drew $4 was probably like 3 months ago, and you're like, oh no, I need to get back on my game. Or summertime, no, it's winter time. Like every good thing becomes an excuse, right? Just because you refuse to learn digital age marketing. So let's get into it. One, objective result metrics. So we talked about that in the last set. The first level is campaign. Obviously, why are we doing this? Well, you need to identify the kind of results you're looking to achieve with every single campaign that you set up. Any single campaign you set up, the first thing to do is, why am I doing this? Purpose, a sense of purpose. Am I looking to show this to as many people as possible? Am I looking to show this to people that are more likely to click on it? Am I willing to show this to more people that are more likely to view the video? How many people am I trying to show this to? Things like that. The results, right? Results metrics, okay? So the first type of objective is reach. How many people? Like, reach is basically the number of people that are seeing the ads, right? So you need to be seeing that number. You need to see how many people are seeing the ads. Literally, for $5, you test it out in one day, you'll be able to see tons of people seeing your ad already. And then the next number that you're looking for after that is how many impressions. Impressions is the number of times it's seen. So impressions and reach almost seems like it's the same thing, but they're actually not the same thing. People can see the same ad multiple times, right? Let me just go back and fix that typo right there. People can see the same ad multiple times, or they can, and that will count as multiple impressions. The same person, right, seeing the same ad multiple times will count as multiple impression, but that's actually one person reached, right? So reach is people, impression is the number of times it's seen. That you need to know what that number is, because if you don't know what that number is, you're not going to know what the next number is, which is how much are you paying for every 1,000 times this ad has been seen. Right? How much are you paying for every time, every single time this ad had been seen? How much are you paying for each time? right? You need to know what that is because that's going to translate to become an expense on your business, right? How many houses have you driven by when you're driving for dollars, right? Are you counting that? No, you don't, right? How many houses addresses did you write down? Well, you wrote down about 20 after driving around for about 50 hours. There's only 20 houses that look like they need some kind of work or it's in a distress situation. And then you wonder, why, how come the guru is telling you to do the driving and they're not doing the driving themselves? Well, exactly, because it's hard to track that kind of activity, right? But here, the system tracks everything for you. You spend just $5, you see tons of data, like thousands of people have seen your ad, and you're able to say, you know what? Am I targeting the wrong people because no one clicked? Okay, because now you can see how many people actually clicked. We call it link clicks. You can actually see how many people clicked on the ad. Why would they click on your ad if they're not interested? So if somebody clicked on your ad, at some level, they're interested in what you are talking about. They're interested in the solution that you're offering, in the answer that you're giving to some kind of burning question, right? They probably had the question, or maybe they know a friend who has that burning question, right? So you're able to, they're clicking on it because it resonates with them, right? So now you're able to also measure what we call the click-through rate, the CTR, number 6 over there. We're able to measure what we call the click-through rate, C2R. Sometimes we'll call this two, number 2, but CTR, click-through rate. And also you're able to measure the cost per result. So also cost per click. You're able to measure tons of data. As a matter of fact, the only thing I'm going to tell you here, the only thing you need to the cons of this is you're going to see a lot of data, and that can paralyze your progress. You may end up just wasting too much time reading into too much data. So you need to limit it, just like I've just done here. There's probably about 20 different types of metrics that you can measure just based off of $5 spend, but we're going to limit it to something. We're going to keep it simple. How many people saw our ad? How many impressions? How many times was it seen? How much did I pay for every time it's been seen like that? Wow, I'm paying $3. I'm paying $2 for every 1,000 time this ad has been seen. So I can just show this ad over and over again until I close a deal, and that's it. And then I'll eliminate the whole thing of driving for dollars and all this kind of craziness. And you may say, no, but the people offline are better than the people online. Does that even make any sense? That doesn't make any sense. It's the same people that are online that are offline. It's all of us. We're the same people online. You're watching me. I'm a real person that's basically online. Online doesn't operate on its own. Doesn't have online internet doesn't have a different set of human beings. It's just people. Okay, and you can target locations, and you can target people with specific interests, people on a specific type of list of data, right? Same thing. So like I said, result metrics, reach, how many people, how many times it's been seen, the cost associated with this. That's a constraint. That's a real constraint in your project as a wholesaler, as a real estate investor. Marketing with a campaign, okay, that's a real constraint that you need to track all the time. You need to track how much you're spending. It's hard to do that when all you do is put gas in the car and start driving around for no reason. Okay, I guess to find deals, right? But that's really a no reason because you can't even track it. It's not, there's no sense of purpose in that, but you're able to do that all on Facebook. So as your sixth step, you need to track your campaign. You need to be looking at the numbers daily basis. You look at the number and say, there's a little bit of something here, and that takes us to the next step, which is optimizing campaign. See you on the next step. All right, so here we go. The last final step, last but not the least, is optimizing your campaign. This is an ongoing process. There's no, there's a saying in digital marketing we call always be testing. You know how people say always be creating. That's also a good thing, okay, in digital marketing, because when you create, it lives on and it continue to fund your business. So we're going to talk about creating as well. That's a part of the whole thing where you'll be creating. But traditionally you hear always be closing, always be closing. You're the hot closer, right? But that doesn't work. And digital marketing, digital age era, it doesn't work as much because people have choices. People can literally, you could be in front of them trying to sell them something, hard sell them hard on something, and they could Google your name, the name of your product, and they could read other people's reviews. The idea that they can actually do that gives them a tremendous amount of power. They have an incredible radar for BS, and they're not gonna waste time with you, or they will tell you, hey, let me call you back tomorrow, and they never call you back ever again because they've seen something better or something that resonates with them, or they see me because when they Google information about this, they find me, right? Because I understand digital marketing, right? Or people like me, at least. You may think it's just me on the internet. No, it's not. There's a lot of people, not enough, not a lot. It's not saturated by enemies. There's enough space. Everybody's on the internet, Googling at the dining table, on their phone every single time. So, but you haven't realized that because you're probably stuck with old school, old traditions, and I'm here to tell you that you're watching me on a digital device. So don't argue with your destiny. Don't do it. Okay, it's just not worth it. So number one, always be testing. Always be testing. You need to learn that testing is key to your success in digital marketing. Honestly, not just digital marketing, to be frank with you, but in general, um in business, period. How many business have you heard gone under? Literally, right? Like literally just gone under in just 5 years. Okay, there's different statistics that most businesses fail. 95% of businesses fail under 5 years, right? But that's not even what I'm talking about. I'm talking about businesses that went completely under, okay, after being successful because they don't realize that it's about what have you done for me lately. There's no loyalty, attention span is low. So you kind of have to remind people all the time that you're the greatest at what you do. You're the one that's going to serve their needs, give them value, right? So, in order to do that, you kind of have to stay on top of your game. So, I introduce what I call the continuing education because you're going to listen, internet marketing or digital marketing is very much in its infantry, okay? It's early, it's just early, massively early. Yes, a lot of billion-dollar companies right now, Google, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, all those platforms, billion-dollar platforms, right? WhatsApp, but it's still very early. We're like literally under 20 years, okay? Let me say under 30 years because 1997, 98, I encountered internet. Most people encountered internet around that time, right? So maybe, but less than 30 years. So it's very much in its infantry. There's still a lot of development that's going to come. So number two way to really continue to optimize your campaign and this whole game for you is to really, really just stay on top of your education. And that's very easy to do in this time and age because of the availability of information, okay? Because information is everywhere, it's available everywhere, so you can stay on top. But hey, just notice that continuing education is key to your success. Always be testing, okay? Always test new stuff out. Test out a new ad creative, test out a new image, test out a new picture, see if it's getting more clicks than the other one. And it's extremely easy to do that when you set up these campaigns. When you set up campaigns, you can have multiple ad sets under it. When you set up ad sets, you can have multiple, I covered that in step 5, right? You can have multiple ads under that ad set testing against each other. We call them A/B split testing. You can split test features on your pages. You can split test two different ads. You can split test two different targets, right? You can say, hey, I'm going to target pre-foreclosure and target vacant houses and see which one is getting me more action for my dollars, right? You're able to optimize using that information that you get from the last step, which is tracking your campaign, and you can use that to optimize. This is an ongoing thing. There's new things coming up, there's new skills, new tactics, right? And just for pennies, you can stay on top of your game and continue to educate yourself. One of the best way to do that is just look over my shoulder. Look over my shoulder. I do this on a daily basis myself with our people that work with us, right? With my brother, my business partner. So you can look over my shoulder, just come on inside, join us in the mastermind, and look over our shoulder as we do this on a daily basis. When you're simply doing this, the same activities is generating you leads. You're getting leads. Leads means contact. No contact, no leads. Expressed interest plus contact equals to leads. If somebody hasn't said, I'm willing to buy a house, a contact means nothing too because you pick up the phone and somebody answered on the other line. That's not really a lead Could be a contact. You can call it a contact for those of you cold calling, but that's not a lead because they haven't expressed interest in selling a piece of property. They haven't even said they have a property to sell. So a contact does not equal to lead. What I'm going to teach you here is how to generate leads. You need to be generating people that say, yes, I may be interested in in getting leads. And if you're getting leads here for under $50 a piece, these are highly interested leads. You're printing money if you can do that with real estate investing. Okay. For anything under $50, somebody fill out your form. You're gonna get way less than that. But I'm just saying, anything under $50, somebody is filling out the form and that's consistent. If you're closing $10,000 per deal and out of every two leads, you turn one to a deal, right? So you spend $100, you get $10,000 deal. Would you do that over and over and over and over and over again? It makes sense, you would, right? And then you can close more deals. Okay, so that's it with this training right here. If you want more of this and you want to take advantage of this, simply go to smartrealestateWholesaling.com. SmartrealestateWholesaling.com. If you're an investor, you need this. You can find your own deals. You don't have to depend on wholesalers. Okay, if you're a wholesaler, even better, you're going to be able to use the skills to build cash buyers lists, because majority of investors are not going to listen to what I just said. They would rather just not worry about marketing. If you can find them deals, they're happy. They're happy to just get those deals from you and pay you 10, 20, $30,000 just for finding those deals for them. Okay, so just come on inside. When you go to smartrealestateWholesaling.com, you're gonna get two books absolutely for free. Smart Real Estate Wholesaling, of course, which you need to read over and over again, and then Real Estate Money Secrets, my newest book. You're gonna get that as well for free, and I'll take you inside so you can look over my shoulder. You have the opportunity to be able to look over my shoulder and learn how to set up everything I covered. All right, we're not going to talk as much. You just click click click, you'll be able to set up everything I've just covered in the past few minutes. Okay, I'll see you on the next one. Have a good one. Peace.